Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Flos from CZT Christina Vandervlist. Hope I pronounced all of that right. I tell you what, I love having a whole bunch of organic, naturey type tangles that are easy to do and look really cool. And here is another one for the list. Well, I'm gonna do one big one, I think, in the middle. This starts off with a line. A little curve is nice, right? And then have it turn back on itself, like so. Actually, probably could be a little bit more straight up, but that's okay. Then we're gonna, do a similar shape to what we ended up with here. It's kind of like a flux shape. But as I look at Christina's step out, which link to that is in the description section, listed as for more inspiration. Hers are they're all kind of narrow. And one thing I decided to do, just because the way my brain sometimes works, I decided to do one side at a time and just kind of spacing them. This time I'm spacing it from the top, and she has a nice amount of space in between them. I don't know if I want to do that bottom one or not, so I'm going to leave it. Now let's see. I'm going to do this way, and then come back on the other side. You can do them however you wish. I was feeling like I want to do them this way. That this worked best in my brain. Like so. Then, in these gaps, you might come back and add that in the bottom there. We're going to do some orbs. And so she started off with a large one towards the center, towards the stem, and then graduating. Graduating would be bigger, I would think. In diminishing size. She just had 3 of them, like so. Let's make that more orb. There we go. And let's make them a little neater. Nice thing about fill-ins is you can, something like that, you can go back and touch it up. Sometimes I find it better to just do one side. Like I said, like I did this. Do one side, then do the other side. And then, of course, turn your tile as you would need it to be comfortable for your hand. Whatever works. Now, from the link, I found this on Pinterest, and I'm going to put one down here. And there is a link on Pinterest, which looks like it takes you to her blog. And I believe something. And here's my question, and Christina, if you ever watch this, your name isn't on your blog, so I was like, is this Christina, or is Christina? Is this just somebody putting? I'm assuming from what I read, but and I that's what I think. So from there, you can see. She says I've used this here and here, and so she gives a couple links for examples. I'm going to make this one just kind of go off the page like that. And so it was neat. And what I thought was kind of interesting is she just used it really singly in a space instead of in mine. Look at how that's all off center. Isn't that cute? I decided, well, which I could do here is I could add another one. So anyway, it's just really, really interesting. Let's do that. Just because it looks so weird. But I was thinking, could you? I mean, you could, I suppose. And this is what I did on my step out. I was like, well, if I wanted to, have another one come up here, I could use the hollow bow, right? And have it come up. I'm going to make this one more straight up. And then, come with these. And then I would just, not interfere with, what's there. Well, that should probably be a little longer, shouldn't it? If I was making it, there we go, that fixes it. So because it's area is the only, there's a lot of space. It's not like a solid thing. Area, that's the word I'm going to use. Um, it's hard to tell, well, gosh, what am I going behind? So just make it up. It's good. It works. Or just don't do it. And I'm thinking, well, if it's, you don't have to. But I thought this is just it's so simple and just has a really neat look. So I wanted to share it. Oh, see, that looks cute, doesn't it? Now, she didn't have any shading, and I was thinking, gosh, this is one of those where you may want to do like the drop shadow, which would be like you could come. I'll do it on this one. Just with your pencil, and just it's really hard. Let's see, well, like that, and then could come out. That just kind of makes it look a little sloppy, doesn't it? Well, maybe not so much. Let's see. We'll clean that up a little bit. It's just I kind of like shift things down and to one side from the tangle, so it looks like a shadow. I try not to think too much about it because we generally we don't worry about that stuff in Zentangle unless you want to. It's more about, oh, let's make this pop. So here I'm just going to putting a little bit of graphite in on the tips there. And let's find, there it is. I have a newer, yeah, that's black. Because when things are like this, it's like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, how do you shade if you wanted to? But see, that looks cute. So you could do that. So either a drop shadow, there, that helps. Sometimes you don't have to use a tortillon on that. I've done it where if I've been careful enough that I didn't have to necessarily use it. I mean, where it looked fine without it. But you see, that looks neat. So, 2 ways to shade, and it's just a really, really cute tangle. Which was one I'm not happy with here, as I'm looking in the camera. All right, well, as I'm fussing with this, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would love it if you clicked like, and while you're at it, if you haven't subscribed yet, click on that subscribe button. Feel free to leave comments and share it and all of that. I appreciate any and all of those activities as it does help, help the algorithms and all of that stuff. In the description section, I mentioned you will find links to the step outs. Below those, ways to connect with me if you wish to. I have a link to my website where you'll see a bunch of stuff, plus classes that I teach. I do them online, and a lot of them are free, and I do have some that are paid so I can keep myself in pens and electricity and all of that kind of thing. And below that, if you happen to be on Facebook, I have a link to my page if you want to follow me there, and if you want to hang out with a bunch of crazy and wonderful, talented Tangle addicts, we would love to have you join us. So I have a private Facebook group there. Just know that there's some membership questions in order to gain entry. And with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.